What's up, 2K fans? Mr. NBA 2K Highlights on the mic, and welcome to the second edition of My Commentary. Today, this is a little bit of a different My Commentary. It's not about the NBA, but rather it's about NBA 2K and what we can do to improve it. Now, just a little bit of background. If you follow MWN, he's my personal favorite commentator on YouTube. And I'm going to leave a link in the description to his video that he just posted a few days ago. He made a video talking about the problems in the 2K community, the problems with the NBA 2K video game itself, and he had very, very valid points. Now, he tagged Ronnie and LD2K in the title of his video so that every time you hit the like button, it mentions them on Twitter and you can get them to see it. Now, I want you guys, all of you who are watching this, to hit the like button first and foremost, because they need to see this. This is good for everybody who's watching 2K or who plays 2K, because I think this could really help improve it. Now, MWN, he went about it the wrong way trying to get change, because, you know, it is kind of hard to get a hold of 2K. Sometimes it seems like they might ignore you a little bit when you bring stuff to light. So MWN really had to flame them. But now that he's got their attention, I'm going to come in and do it the right way. Because Ronnie 2K, one thing that he said on Twitter, which a lot of you probably didn't see, he said that if the video hadn't been made and it wasn't cursing at him and it wasn't insulting the devs or the developers and all that stuff, that he would have listened. But, you know, because MWN, if you're familiar with MWN, you know he's a big character. And because he did it a certain way, you know, it really flew past Ronnie, even though they were really valid points. So I want to make a video that's civilized. I'm not lighting into anybody. I don't have beef with anybody. Y'all know me. I'm laid back. I don't come at you unless you come at me. So, you know, we'll see if Ronnie is true to his word and LD2K, and see if they're actually going to listen, because I'm not throwing anybody under the fire. I'm just going to state facts, talk about what can improve the game in the future, talk about what I've seen. So make sure you hit the like button, you know, leave your comments below, get them to see this video so we can kind of get a voice about what we can get into 2K in the future. Alright, so for the first thing that I have in my notes is the servers. Now, if you play 2K at all, if you've been playing for any amount of time, you know that this is a legit complaint. This isn't something to just whine about and, you know, cry about. This is a legit thing, because here, if you've been playing 2K for as many years as I have, you notice that this game gets more and more online heavy every single year. Every year that passes, there's something else on the internet, and I don't blame them for that, because some of my best experience on gaming came with playing for people around the world. When I first got my PlayStation 3, that was the thing that I loved, was that there was so much online connectivity. You could play with people, make friends around the world, and I still have some of my friends from, you know, 7 years ago that I met back then. So it's a great thing. The world is moving towards internet. However, 2K is leaving their servers behind, and that's the problem, because let's take NBA 2K15 for example. Let's make a list, okay, of things that you really need internet to do on this game. My career needs internet because of the VC, and my park. What's the other thing? My bad, I'm blanking. The quick game online, the all-star match team up online, my team needs online. And now I'm speaking on the assumption that online association still exists, because that's how detached I've been from the online of this game since I got it. If it still has online association needs the servers. Now, 2K servers are, and I'm saying this with respect, these are the worst servers for any video game that I've ever dealt with, and it gets worse every single year. So you see this line where my first NBA 2K that I actually owned and played every day online was NBA 2K8. That was such an enjoyable experience, because you had lobbies online where you could chat with people, you know, and link up with them and play games. And although there was your occasional lag, it wasn't so bad that you were like, I can't play this game. The bad thing with NBA 2K15, and what I've seen probably since NBA 2K13 now, is that the servers have been so bad that it's legitimately like, I can't play this game online. So let me give you a few examples. My park on this game is something that I had, like, I hope the world for this mode, because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, you know, 2K really took a good idea. You know, in 2K14 they had the park or whatever, and it wasn't really, it was cool, but, you know, it had its problems. So then I saw that they added, you know, some teams. They took and built upon the idea. They did a good job with that. But the problem is the servers still aren't there with it. So you'll get online looking for a game at the park, you know, you'll have this glitch where the spots are, they say that they're filled, but they're not really filled. So then that park is broken and nobody can play on it. You have people standing in line. You know, we try to fix it ourselves by standing in line and trying to, you know, keep pressing X on it or whatever. But it takes you like a half an hour to finally get into a game on the park. Now, when you finally get into a game on the park, it lags like hell. It is so crazy that every time, you know, you pass, you shoot, every time the possession changes, it lags so badly. And I'm not even kidding. Some nights I've got on, I'm like, yeah, let me try the park tonight. I get on, you know, finally after about 30 minutes, I find a game, and I quit in like 30. I quit in the first minute because it's so much lag. Quick game on NBA 2K15. This breaks my heart because NBA 2, you know, quick mode on 2K, quick game with people around the world. From, I would say, NBA 2K8 all the way up to NBA 2K, let's say 13 and a half, basically, is where I stopped. Quick game was my favorite mode to play on 2K, period. Aside from the association, I love getting online and, you know, beating people down because it was just fun. But the servers are just so bad now. As soon as you get online, even if it's not the kind of break lag, you know what I mean, like where the game like pauses a little bit and stuff like that, it'll be like just this really bad environment where, you know, you shoot and then the release will be like really mistimed because it's just that it's lagging behind, but it's not really showing on the screen. I don't know. I'm trying to explain something that's hard to explain if you can't see it right now. But the servers are really ruining what they're trying to do with this because they're trying to expand the game online. You can see the effort where they're trying to make a really big online community, but the servers are just so bad that it is really hard to deal with. And now, before anybody in the comment section comes to the defense and talks about, you know, oh, it's just your internet that's bad, I got two things for you. One, you could talk to it, just go talk around the NBA 2K community, Google, do whatever you got to do and talk about the servers. I guarantee you, one out of every, you know, a bunch of people are going to tell you, oh, I don't have a problem playing 2K online. The majority of people are going to tell you that these servers are crazy bad. And you know, the second thing I have for you, I'm going to turn to my left here and look at my game rack. I have Grand Theft Auto 4 here, Need for Speed, Killzone Shadowfall, Call of Duty Ghost, Battlefield 4. Then I have 2K15 for the PS4. Out of every game I just named, looking at this rack, NBA 2K15 is the only game that I cannot have a good online experience on. So it's not my internet, and it doesn't matter whether I'm at home or whether I'm at college. No matter where I'm at, those games will always work. They never fail me. I can get on Grand Theft Auto 5 right now and play till 3 a.m. if I feel like it, and it'll barely drop a game. NBA 2K15, however, I'd be lucky to get through one game. And do you know what disappoints me the most about that? When I play Battlefield, I'm in a game sometimes with like 32 people, 16 people on one team, all kinds of stuff taking place on the map. Now granted, when that game first came out, it was called Crash Field 4 because it was so bad, the servers were so bad, it crashed all the time. But they fixed their servers, you know, they worked with community, even though it was very wrong of them to sell a game that wasn't ready to be sold, obviously. It fixed over time, and I didn't buy the game until about a year later. So now I get online, I'm A-okay with that. Call of Duty, GTA 5, I'm fine with that. 2K is just not the same no matter where I'm at, so you cannot tell me that it's my internet connection. And if you need me to go farther, I also have a huge stack of PlayStation 3 games right now that I can get on and play without any kind of problem. I have a PS3 game called Warhawk sitting here that I've been playing since the year 2008. Warhawk has never given me any kind of trouble online. I still play that game to this day. Almost, what is it, 7, 8 years later, I still play this game. No server problems. So you see that this is just a widespread problem, and I feel that 2K has potential to always be the best. Well, okay, let's be realistic. 2K is the best basketball simulator out there because NBA Live, you know, they're just not there yet. But NBA 2K could be the best thing we've all ever played if they actually, you know, focus on the servers. Because what I found from my personal experience is that every year 2K acts like this problem doesn't exist. So, you know, I understand that Ronnie and LD2K, they work for 2K, so they probably have their protocols where they're not supposed to respond to certain comments and stuff like that. But you could at least, you know, give confirmation that you've talked to the devs about the servers and things like that. Not just when they're broken, but, you know, give a heads up and, you know, talk to them about, hey, you know, our community is really experiencing problems with these servers. Maybe we should really invest time in that, because it's obvious. I'm not one of these people who cry every time I lose an NBA 2K15. 2K is really never a bad game. Well, except for 2K13. That was actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the gameplay for the most part in 2K is always A-okay. They put tons of effort into mastering everything they can. So Kobe, his playstyle is like Kobe. LeBron has his signature moves. They spend a crazy amount of time, and the gameplay is great, and I appreciate that. But you got to give that same effort. You got to be great and not average with everything. So you got to be great with the servers too. And I feel like for years to come, you know, it's just gone down. I've seen the downward spiral. I've been playing 2K for a long time, and I've looked at the downward spiral, and it's gone down and down and down every year, to the point where this is now, I would say this is the second 2K where I don't play online anymore, because NBA 2K14 was pretty much the same deal. I don't play online anymore on NBA 2K because I can't. There's nothing there. I can play all my other games, but I can't play 2K. So dedicate more time into your servers. You know, don't act like it doesn't exist. Talk to the developers about the servers and say it is a big problem that needs to be fixed. Because let me just tell you, if NBA Live ever manages to make a good basketball game, people are gonna flock to NBA Live as it grows. Because if they have servers that work, well, that's something that some people, that's all they need is the servers to work. And that's something that really needs to be focused on. So I'm not gonna go on anymore about that, because you know I could rant forever about servers, but that is something big. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna talk about is consistency to max out the experience. So what do I mean by that? Well, consistency with the game modes, that's something that's been fairly good. However, in NBA 2K14, I noticed a big drop. So in NBA 2K14, my bad, let me back up to 13. I gotta go back a few years. So you know how you can create a player now in NBA 2K15 and you can put him on a roster and you can upload him and stuff like that? In NBA 2K14, the closest thing they had to that was generate the rookie class, basically, where you could create rookies and stuff and, you know, upload that. But they didn't actually have it where you could create players like Chris Webber, Charles Barkley, T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, you know, all these players that I have in my Three Kings of New York series this year. You couldn't do that last year. Now, that's a big problem for somebody like me, because that's, you know, some people, that's all they do, you know, with 2K. That's something that some people, you know, they make not a living, but they spend a lot of time creating these players. Now, in NBA 2K13, believe it or not, this isn't new, because in 2K13, hell, even in NBA 2K9, there was something called player DNA, and it's actually even better than what we have today. I'm thankful that 2K brought it back, but in NBA 2K9, what you could do is, instead of making an entire roster so you could get a few players, you could create a player. Say you wanted to create Tracy McGrady. You could make him, upload him to the player DNA, and now a bunch of people can go download them into your rosters. That's a little bit different today, because now, you know, all you can do, you can create Reggie Miller, but then you have to download an entire roster to get him. I feel like, you know, you got to stay consistent and keep great things great. Like, the association should have never disappeared the way we had it. In 2K13, the association should have never dissolved into MyGM, and I'm glad 2K noticed that, because they brought back my league, and I love my league. I have zero complaints about my league. It's perfect for my YouTube videos. My league is literally all I need. I have control over everything. But this is where I'm talking about consistency. Don't drop off like you did in 2K14 and strip of all these things that we have already had, because essentially with 2K15, it seems really great, but in reality, some of the features that you gave back to us in 2K15 were things that were already there, and you could have just kept those, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that I noticed is that, as far as I know to date, which I'm gonna check after this commentary, but I'm almost 100% sure, you can't use custom rosters in my career anymore. Now, this isn't a big problem for, you know, a lot of people, but I can't figure out for the life of me why you would take the ability for me to have Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal in my career. Because, you know, I have some people who tell me sometimes, oh, you know, Mr. 2K, you should play my career. I don't play my career. You know, one reason is because a lot of other YouTubers do it, but the biggest reason I don't play it is because I don't enjoy it. When I play my league, I enjoy being able to play against Tracy, you know, Chris Webber and all these people that I've created, these created rosters. I love that because it's fun. Could you imagine how much of a drop off for me it would be to go play, you know, my career, and now I'm playing the Knicks and they have just, you know, Jose Calderon and Carmelo Anthony who's not going to play any defense. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. So keep consistency. You could do that before in NBA 2K13. I did it. I had my career, my player was on the Miami Heat, and I remember I was going off against like Magic Johnson, who was playing on the Hornets. It was just fun, you know, being able to be matched up with those legends. It was more challenging, it was more fun, and it justified playing with the Miami Heat, because let's be real, did the Miami Heat really need another superstar point guard back then? So consistency with your game modes. You know, NBA 2K16, don't strip us of the ability to create our players and upload them. As a matter of fact, bring player DNA back the way you had it. You know, keep that there. Keep great things great. You know, my league definitely needs to see a return, because if you're like me and you're not, you know, really online this year, you love my league, keep my league. That is great. You can do anything you want to the association. You know, if you're going to improve it, but definitely don't take it away. Keep, you know, great things consistent. Oh yeah, and I nearly forgot, with the consistency, a big thing is online. So, like I said, I've been playing 2K since about 2K8. Online has been very inconsistent, and I'm not talking about the servers because we've already been through that, but I'm talking about with the format of it. And it's gotten worse really. So I can go back to like 2K8. Like I said, you had the lobbies where you could chat in. That was very fun. I'm not sure how many of you remember that, but that was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people through that. In NBA 2K9, they had a couple of features online. Some features online that they had was there. First of all, I'm gonna probably at this part of the video show you this visually because I don't know how many of you played 2K9, but they had like a menu from what I have on memory. First, they had like the top 10 people for like the first 10 weeks of the game who had like the best winning records or whatever. Then you could actually see your rank up against other 2K players. So your name would be somewhere in the middle of like two people. So say if I was ranked number 455 for that particular week, then you would have like number 444, and you would see who was above you. You would see their usernames and things like that. I remember I would do actual like just playoff brackets with other people online. So you could do like a 16 team playoff thing with people online back then. But it seems that online hasn't been consistent because at random years it just completely drops off as far as like with quick games and things like that. So you had a really nice menu going in 2K9. Then in NBA 2K10, like it was just gone. Like all you could do was press quick game and there was nothing else there. 2K11, I don't really want to speak on 2K11 honestly because I just blanked on that. Can't 100% remember what the online format was, but I'm pretty sure it was the same thing where you just press quick game and you go there. Doesn't show you any of the players' ranks or anything, and it just seems like it got less and less personalized as you went along. It seemed like there was less effort put into online mode as you went down the road. And you have it to where we are in NBA 2K15 where there's other online modes, but you know, there's no attention on quick game. You just press quick game and you go and you have your little record and things like that. I don't know, I just think it was better back then. I think that could be kept more consistent where online it's consistently paid attention to like the rest of the game is. So that's just something personal right there that I remembered. Alright, close to finished. I have a huge bone to pick with virtual currency. Now, I'm not suggesting in any way that 2K takes this completely out of the game, simply because I know 2K is not going to take it out of the game. This is money in their pockets. Every time you pay $20 for a PlayStation Network card or $50 or how much ever you pay, and you go buy VC for your MyPlayer or whatever you need it for, that is money in their pocket. And plus, it's really big on my team, so it's never going to be done away with, and I don't think it should be. But VC has dragged the experience of online down. I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and go through a couple of things. First of all, my career. And VC, it's really screwed up my career. So first of all, you have this thing where, you know, your clothes cost VC, your skills cost VC. It's really disproportionate because it's almost like 2K is really trying to punk you into buying it, because when you play games, you could have the best game of your life in my career and you won't get paid a lot of VC for it. Therefore, what do you turn to? See, for me, I don't have a problem with VC because I play my league on 12-minute quarters Hall of Fame. Therefore, after I get done playing, I get a buttload of VC every time I play one of those games or whatever. So I'm straight on VC. I don't ever need to buy VC. But for the common 2K player doesn't play 12-minute quarters. I just do it because I'm a YouTuber. Most people don't do that, so you're not going to get a whole lot of VC any other way than, you know, buying it or playing online. There's really not a whole lot of ways for you to make, you know, the amount of VC that you really need, so it really kind of forces you into buying it. But let's talk about what happens when the internet goes off. When the internet goes off, you don't even want to play my career, because then VC, you can't earn any VC then. It's too tied to the internet, which, like I said earlier, the servers always, you know, something, they get busted, you know, very consistently. And there was a glitch back in NBA 2K13, which I'm not sure if it exists anymore, or maybe it was actually last year in 2K14, where if your 2K14 account got switched to skill points, you had to restart the game. You had to restart your My Career file so it could have VC again. So no matter where you were, you could be at the end with a 90 rated player about to win the NBA championship. Then you can get converted to skill points because, you know, the servers were messed up one day. You know, that's it for that player right there. You had to restart. That was the fix. I remember Ronnie 2K tweeted somebody and said, "We have a fix for you." And I watched his YouTube video. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was pissed because he was like, you know, that wasn't a fix. The fix was he had to restart the game. And he was like, yo, you could have just told me straight up. Like, I couldn't get my VC back. So other than VC, here's the biggest bone I have to pick with VC, okay? VC makes online very uncompetitive. It's in regards to my park, and here's how it does this. And this is where some logic could be used by the developers, actually. So what you'll have is you have these 7-foot like shooting guards, whatever they are, 7-foot centers, whatever, but their skills are unlimited. You could legitimately have a Derrick Rose in a Dwight Howard's body. He can cross over like Derrick Rose. He can get to the rim. He can do Vince Carter dunks. He can shoot the three-pointer, and then he's 7 feet tall. Now, we have one player like that in the NBA today. His name is Kevin Durant. And even Kevin Durant, being almost 7 feet tall and being able to play like a shooting guard, he's still really skinny. He can't just muscle his way to the basket every single play. He's really good, you know, obviously MVP of the league, but he's not, it's not like where you have on 2K. Okay, let me restart right here. MWN, right? I mentioned him at the beginning of the video, and what he said was, you know, he was playing the game at the rec center with his friends the other day, and it was 5 of his friends, or in a couple of randoms, whatever, him and a couple of friends in randoms, and on the other side, they were playing 5 7-footers who could all play like Kobe, right? And where's the fun in that? They got beat by damn near 100. And like MWN said, it wasn't because they had more skill, it's because they exploited the VC. They went and bought VC, and they went in, you know, upgraded their players. Now, a very easy fix for that, which I don't see any other reason than money why 2K can't do this, is cap how good you can make your my player. I'm not saying that you can't be a superstar, but be a superstar for your position. So in other words, if you're gonna make a 7-footer, make sure that they're a 7-foot center or whatever, make sure this center is a center. So, you know, we have like Dwight Howard, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Shaq, they're all superstar centers, but they can't step out there and shoot threes and handle the ball. So what you need to do is make it realistic like real life. You need to cap it so that maybe, okay, let's say if I'm going to create a 7-foot whatever center, right? He can have great dunks, he can back down, he can be really strong, his rebounding, all that can be a 99, right? But then cap his ball handling, make it realistic, make his ball handling really low, because in real life, realistically, these huge centers can't go and like hit you with a crossover and break your ankles. They can't just run through you. They're normally kind of slow too. Their foot speed for a really big guy is normally kind of slow. So what you need to do, like I said, if you're gonna I'm not saying take VC away, because I know you're not gonna do that. That's money for you. But if you're gonna make us, you know, be able to upgrade our players, cap them. You know, make sure that the centers can't just, you know, overrun you like they're doing today. It's crazy. You have 7-foot LeBron Jameses everywhere. It's pretty ridiculous. So that's basically my bone to pick with VC. That's all I really have to say about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on here. Alright, so pretty close to the end here. This is where I'm going to talk from personal experience. This is the very last thing. 2K, your support and your coverage of the community is average at best. I'm just going to go ahead and talk from personal experience, okay? So, about a month ago, I was experiencing this problem with my PlayStation 4 where I would boot up NBA 2K15. And if I let it sit on, you know, that part where it comes up with 2K15, 2K TV, and it shows that real pretty girl talking or whatever, if on my game, if you let it sit there for more than like 10 to 15 seconds, it would quit back to the starting screen. It would give you an error report. It would crash. Now, I tweeted Ronnie2K and 2K support about this 3 times, and you know, I don't want to just keep tweeting them, but I tweeted them and I'm like, yo, you know, can you guys acknowledge this? I have an error. Can I maybe get some help with this? You know, I know Ronnie2K isn't a developer. I'm not asking him to help me, you know, personally. I'm not telling him to fix it, whatever, because there's some immature kids out there who are always on his back telling him to fix the game. But it's like, at least give me some acknowledgement, you know what I mean? 2K, and it's not even just Ronnie. How about 2K support? I tweeted him and 2K support. 2K support did not even acknowledge my tweet. They didn't give me any ticket number. They didn't say, oh yeah, you know, this is some kind of a problem, we'll look into it. And you know, a few minutes later, I see Ronnie2K, you know, retweeting other people who are talking about my team packs or whatever. I mean, do what you do, but I feel like that's really average support. And I have another example back from 2K14, NBA 2K14, back when it first came out around November of that was actually 2013. And I don't know if you guys remember, but close to Christmas break, there was this really big problem where like the servers were down for days. They were just really, really bad, really unstable. And instead of, you know, it took them a minute to acknowledge it. I still remember this specifically. There was an article online about how 2K had yet to acknowledge their online problems. And when you went to 2K support, back then I actually could get a ticket. And, you know, we emailed back and forth. And they tried to come to me and tell me that, you know, reset my internet, do this with your modem. And I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief because this was a community-wide problem with servers were literally out. Like, they were out for everybody. Like, nobody could get online. And they were telling me to reset my modem. Are you serious? No, see, I could go into a million examples, but I think one way that 2K could really improve is improve your support system, because you have a beautiful game, but your support system is very, very average at best. Give you another good example. I have not seen any kind of, you know, coverage on the 2K shoe glitch. I've seen one post about, I can't even remember how long ago it was, on Ronnie2K's Facebook saying something about the shoe glitch. Can't remember exactly what it was. I think he asked a question that, or said something that, you know, hey, see if this fixes or whatever. But that was the one thing I saw from it. This shoe glitch is where in my career, which I'm going off of what I've heard because I don't play my career, like I said, is where you can't wear your endorsements or whatever. I haven't seen, all I ever see is, you know, whenever I'm on Ronnie's page, is people screaming at him to fix the shoe glitch, which, like I said, is kind of ridiculous because he's not the guy who fixes the game. But there's no coverage about it. I don't see 2K tweeting about it. I don't see him tweeting about it. There's no kind of coverage about it. And this is a big thing because if I played my career, I would be kind of pissed that I couldn't play my endorsement shoes. You see what I'm saying? So 2K support, as we speak right now, it is average at best, but it can get better. And this is another thing where I say this is just directly correlated to not having any competition, because realistically, I'm making this video, right? Today's January. I promise you on October I'm going to buy NBA 2K16 just because it's 2K. It's still a good game, but where they're lacking is these details that I'm talking about right here. So, you know, this is basically all I had to talk about as far as how to improve the game. I can see that I'm close to half an hour now, so, you know, I'm not even sure who's still watching by now. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you want to turn the video off at this point, you can, because I'm done with my solutions on how to fix the game. I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit from heart, because, you know, this is something I just feel that 2K, if they were to watch my video, this is something they need to hear. 2K, you have a great game. You've had a great game forever. I remember this from about 10 years ago now. I played NBA Live 2005. That was like the first basketball game that I was really into. And my brother, he always had NBA 2K5 laying around in his room, so I would pick it up. Now, at that age, I realized NBA 2K5 was superior. Like, I remember playing it. I remember the gameplay was better, but I just didn't care because NBA Live, you know, I liked the All-Star Weekend and I would play it. Let me tell you, as soon as the PlayStation 3 dropped, I never bought another NBA Live game again. My friend Shaq, he's like a brother to me. He told me to pick up 2K. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it for Christmas, right? Christmas back in 2007, and I got NBA 2K8. I have never went back to NBA Live, and you know why? Because NBA 2K is always superior to them every single year. They quit. NBA Live quit in 2011. They were making the NBA Elite shit, which we saw that was a complete joke. Then they quit for a few years. Now they're back, but 2K, I'm not one of those kids that sit here and scream, you know, every time I miss a layup or I miss a few shots, I start crying, oh, this is a horrible game, oh, you devs fucking suck. No, that's not me. I'm not doing that at all, because 2K definitely has its problems, but at core, this is still, this game, the only time I would say that this game is actually, the gameplay itself has actually been like legitimate bad was NBA 2K13, and I actually wrote an article about that. I have to pull that up somewhere. It was back when, you know, if you had LeBron James, you could basically, you could run through the Great Wall of China with LeBron James and dunk on somebody. That's the only time I would call gameplay bad for 2K. But other than that, every year they put so much work into, you know, making the players look like themselves, the signatures. Even with my Three Kings in New York series, you see that when I play with Kevin Durant, LeBron, Kobe, I mean, it's basic. You expect them to play like them real selves in real life, because they just do a really good job at that. You know, the presentation is nice. They got rid of a halftime show, which I would appreciate if they brought that back. But anyways, I'm kind of ranting now. My point is, 2K, you know, you've got to be phenomenal or be forgotten. That's in the words of my favorite speaker, Eric Thomas. You got to be phenomenal or be forgotten, because you know what? It can't be like this forever, where you're the only person making basketball games. NBA Live 15, granted, I wouldn't drop a dime on that game right now. I am keeping my eye on them, and I saw that, you know, they made a jump from NBA Live 14 to 15. Now, of course, you know, since NBA Live 14 was basically put together with, like, you know, crayons in a notebook, basically. I mean, it wasn't hard to jump from that, but still, they're improving. Just remember, 2K, that there was a time where you had legit competition, right? And that can happen again one day. We don't know when, but that can happen. And I'm speaking not for me, because I don't hate your game, but there are some people out there that hate your game, right? And there's some people out there who would legitimately, if NBA Live released anything that could compete with NBA 2K, or just NBA 2K, whichever year it is, they would jump just out of hatred for, you know, the things that I'm talking about here, the details that you're forgetting, the servers, you know, the support, VC, just not caring, you know, not responding. There's people that are going to leave as soon as NBA Live can get their shit together. So that's all I really have to say from it. I've seen the decline. You guys peaked at NBA 2K11. When you created NBA 2K11, that was a masterpiece. When you brought back the legends and stuff like that, you had the crew mode. You had a legit crew mode back then. That's where you peaked. and NBA Live was still competing with you back then, but they couldn't compete anymore after that. But it seems like ever since NBA Live, you know, since you find out they can't compete and, you know, they take years off of making games, you're starting to forget these details. If all you have to do, your issue isn't even the gameplay anymore. Your issue now is the details. Because, okay, if I was going to look at NBA 2K15 and talk about detail or issues in the gameplay, my mind would immediately go to the missed layups. Like, okay, you have a crazy amount of missed layups in this game. What else? You see, I have to really sit here and think about what are the issues with your gameplay, because it has some issues, but they're not that big anymore. I have a lot of fun when I play NBA 2K. My 3 Kings of New York series, go listen to me commentate those, because I'm having fun when I do those. The gameplay is fun for me. There's a problem here and there, but I'm having fun. Your problem is not the gameplay so much, it's the detail, it's the servers, it's your support. This thing with VC where I wouldn't, hell, even if online did work, I probably wouldn't play the park, just because, you know, how am I supposed to compete with Derrick Rose and Dwight's body? You know what I'm saying? How is that supposed to work? So details. As we move on, you know, take these things into consideration and take details. That's all you have to work out left. I'm telling you right now, if 2K, you guys worked on your details, NBA Live would never be able to catch you, because at your current state, all they had to do was make a good game, and they could probably catch you right now. And there would be people who would venture, and all of a sudden you have a competitor again. You get your servers straight. I'm telling you, servers is like 90% of this. You know, the other stuff is just might be a little personal. Servers is like almost 90 to 95% of this. You hammer out details, and 2K will never ever. That's it. There's no game that's ever gonna catch that. So, I thank you guys for listening. Make sure, if you didn't, hit the like button, because I really would like Ronnie or LD or whoever to see this. They're tagged, so when you like this, it's going to go straight to their mentions. And Ronnie 2K, you said that you would take into heart a video that actually, you know, gave some solutions and didn't, you know, insult anybody. As far, I've only told the truth here. I've insulted anybody. I've got nothing against anybody over there. You know, I know y'all work really hard, so this is a video that y'all should take into consideration. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. In the comment section, you know, leave your thoughts. Tell me if there's something I missed out, or even if there's something you disagree with. You know, just what do you think your issues are? Damn, my phone is still going off. You know, tell me what your issues with NBA 2K are, or whatever. And you know, after you're done, yeah, you know, watch that last trailer, 3 Kings in New York. I just released it. I don't know when this video is going up, but I just released it. Kick-ass trailer for 3 Kings season 2. As always, visit the website 3K. Okay, did I say that right? Yeah, 3kony.com. And yeah, we're gonna be ready to kick off season 2 here. I'm playing my league all year. I'll be doing a few other things, but you're not really gonna see any online gameplay from me, because, you know, I can't. There's no way for me to get online with the current state of the server. So thanks for listening, you guys, but I'm out.